On the day I turned 35, our home overflowed with the warmth of relatives and close friends. Colorful balloons drifted against the ceiling, joyful voices bounced from wall to wall, and the sweet aroma of fresh birthday cake drifted everywhere. My husband Tom had poured his entire day in preparing everything, quietly arranging tables, hanging decorations, greeting each arrival with that calm, steady smile of his. As a mechanic, his hands constantly carried traces of engine grease. He found genuine contentment in our straightforward existence together with our two wonderful children. My sister Jenna and her particularly snooty friend had long viewed Tom through a lens of disapproval, frequently murmuring behind my back that I deserved someone better. I always brushed their comments aside because I cherished Tom precisely for who he was. No pretensions, no need to impress anyone. As the celebration gained momentum, the subtle jab started. Jenna presented me with an expensive, glittering necklace and announced with a smirk, "This comes from someone who truly gets what style means." Moments later, Tom approached with his own gift, a beautifully handcrafted wooden jewelry box, every surface adorned with intricate, lovingly carved designs. The initial reaction around us was gentle appreciation, until Jenna let out a mocking laugh. "Ah, how charmingly old-fashioned. Did you find that treasure at some random yard sale, Tom?" Snickers spread quickly through the guests. My cousins jumped in, ridiculing his woodworking passion. Tom's cheeks flushed slightly, yet he remained composed, his gaze never leaving my face. I attempted to speak up in his defense, but the growing wave of amusement swallowed my words. The teasing only sharpened. Someone gestured toward the window and joked about Tom's weathered pickup truck sitting in the driveway. Probably stays running thanks to prayers and duct tape. More chuckles erupted. Jenna piled on. "Don't forget how long he took fixing our leaky kitchen sink. At least a man works for bargain prices." The room burst into loud laughter. A few people actually dabbed at their eyes from laughing so hard. My insides nodded with fury toward their cruelty and deep sorrow for the man standing beside me. Tom simply stood there, hands tucked into his pockets, absorbing every bar without retaliation. I leaned close and murmured how sorry I was, but he just gently squeezed my fingers, his face unreadable. When the moment arrived to cut the cake, the candles glowed softly while the group sang the traditional song. Once I extinguished the flames, Jenna loudly demanded speeches. Several friends stepped forward to compliment my professional achievements and appearance, yet Tom's name barely received a mention. Then, without warning, Tom cleared his throat. "I'd like to say a few words," he stated in his usual quiet tone. The chatter dimmed a little, though plenty of amused half-smiles lingered, clearly expecting something clumsy or forgettable. Jenna rolled her eyes dramatically and muttered to the person next to her, "Oh, this ought to be entertaining." Tom spoke deliberately and clearly. "I've been in love with Sarah from the very first moment I saw her. She remains the brightest part of my world, and so do our children. But I'm fully aware that several people here believe I fall short as her partner." A ripple of murmurs moved through the crowd, and stifled giggles threatened to return. He pressed forward undeterred. "You find humor in my occupation, in the presents I give, in the vehicle I drive. What none of you realize is that for the last 5 years, while you've been laughing at that garage you love to ridicule, I've been creating something inside it." The amusement gradually died away. Tom calmly retrieved his phone and connected it to the television, bringing up a series of images, early models, technical drawings, and finally a polished, innovative design, a compact, game-changing portable mechanics toolkit engineered to revolutionize vehicle repair work. "I received the patent last year," he explained evenly. "Then I sold the licensing rights to a major corporation for 7 figures. Sharp inhales replaced every trace of laughter. Jenna's jaw dropped. "We're completely out of debt," Tom continued. "The children's college funds are fully secured. And Sarah, that dream trip we always talked about, it's already reserved and paid for." An absolute hush descended over the entire room. Every face turned toward him in stunned disbelief. My chest tightened with overwhelming emotion. All those late nights, all the quiet dedication. He had deliberately kept everything hidden so he could reveal it to me in this moment, patiently enduring months and years of their condescension. Jenna stammered out a clumsy attempt at an apology. Tom simply raised a hand to stop her. "That wasn't done for any of you," he said, his eyes finding mine and holding them. "It was always for us." The silence lingered, thick with the weight of remorse from everyone who had taken pleasure in belittling him. I wrapped my arms tightly around him. Tears brimming as fierce pride surged through me. In an instant, the atmosphere of the entire gathering transformed. People crowded around Tom, eager to hear more details, showering him with genuine admiration and congratulations. Jenna quietly slipped to the edges of the group, her usual air of superiority completely dismantled. Several friends approached us later to offer sincere apologies, clearly shaken by how profoundly they had underestimated him. True to form, Tom accepted the praise modestly, deflecting attention with his gentle smile. Our children glowed with excitement, proud beyond words of the enormous secret their father had carried. As the last guest departed that evening, the house felt profoundly different, deeper in warmth, firmer in connection. Tom's few sentences hadn't merely quieted the mockery. They had entirely reshaped the narrative everyone thought they knew. I pressed a kiss to his lips and whispered, "Thank you for staying so patient through all of it." He gave a small shrug. They laughed because they had no idea. Now they understand. What I had always known about our marriage, that was solid, real, unbreakable, now radiated with even greater brilliance. From that day forward, family get-togethers carried a noticeably different tone. The old sarcastic remarks at Tom's expense vanished, replaced by genuine respect and curiosity. Even Jenna eventually started asking him for advice about her own car. My 35th birthday became etched in memory forever. Not for the decorations, the cake, or the crowd, but because the man I loved transformed waves of derision into pure astonishment. His calm words had hushed every voice in the room, and forever enlarged the space in my heart.